9 days after the fire at Deonar made the life of Mumbai's residents difficult, there is little help that has come from the authorities. Though the fire has been brought under control, the air quality index of Mumbai still hovers around the very poor level. After citizens' protests, the Chief Minister has finally set up an inquiry to look into the matter. My colleague Aishwarya Paliwal gets us the report today on what the authorities are doing about this public health crisis.
It has almost been 10 days since the fire that broke out at Deonar garbage dump created havoc with the life of Mumbai citizens. Throughout the week, we saw Mumbai's air quality index only deteriorate, even becoming worse than Delhi at certain points. After citizens protested against the smog that they had to breathe in, authorities have now come out with certain solutions. The BMC has floated tenders for companies to come and build a wall around this garbage dump. They are also looking at setting up CCTV cameras at various positions so that they can keep a tab on who's coming in and who's going out. They are also looking at installing water tanks and water pumps near the garbage dump so that just in case there is another fire, the citizens can douse it off themselves instead of waiting for the fire brigade for many hours to come and take charge. The Chief Minister on his part has now set up an inquiry to get to the bottom of this.
So it clearly looks like civic bodies in both Delhi and Mumbai are gaining the angst of disgruntled citizens. And we have our editor, Faye D'Souza, still with us to take that forward. Faye, where exactly are things going wrong?
Well, obviously, this is an appalling state of affairs. Two of the most important cities in the country, Delhi and Mumbai. The citizens are completely being left out to dry at this point. Here we have a situation of absolute crisis. This is a public health crisis in Mumbai where nobody is willing to take responsibility. Every conversation we have had with the municipality, with the local government, with the state government, they're passing the buck one from the other, passing the buck from political party to other political party. Nobody's taking responsibility, and this is a crisis situation where the government needs to sit up and take notice and say, this is what needs to be done right now. This is an emergency, and we're not getting that kind of response from the government where they're treating it like an emergency. In the meantime, we have citizens suffering every day. Every day that this goes on for is one more day of suffering for our citizens. We're not even at this point talking about the water pollution and the soil pollution that comes from these garbage dumps. We're just talking about the air, the low-hanging fruit that should be solved immediately. We're not paying enough attention to fire safety in this city. We're not paying enough attention to waste disposal. Let's not even begin talking about the liquid waste disposal that gets pumped into the ocean. That's a conversation for a separate day. But the municipal corporation is just not taking responsibility for something that is this massive. Delhi, on the other hand, how can you have a situation like this where citizens are just left to fend for themselves? It's been 10 days. And again, every conversation we have between state government and municipality is just passing the buck from one to the other, where they're just blaming each other. And it's time for politicians to set aside their differences and do their job. In these cities, you have the highest population paying top dollar taxes and expecting basic services in return. We expect clean water, clean air and roads so that we can go to our jobs and live our lives. And if that's something that our municipal corporations cannot give to us, then we have to really sit back and question the way our cities are run. And it's time for us as citizens to start taking action, at least as on social media. We have to come out and talk about the fact that this is just not good enough when it comes to services.
Just not good enough is the word coming in from our editor Faye D'Souza, because what we're asking for is the basics. Not about futuristic cities, not about all the amenities that developed countries, cities in those countries have. We're talking about basics over here, and what is being done is just not good enough. Thank you, Faye, for making sure that is very clear. And this is a call to citizens watching us to come out, social media or otherwise, and make your point being heard. This is your tax money that we're talking about over here.